Hush of heaven holds my heart today. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. Father, how still today? How quietly do all things fall in place? This is the day that has been chosen as the time in which I come to understand the lesson that there is no need that I do anything. You is every choice already made. In you has every conflict been resolved. In you is everything I hope to find already given me. Your peace is mine, your peace is mine. My heart is quiet and my mind at rest. Your love is heaven and your love is mine. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. Father, how still today? The stillness of today will give us hope that we have found the way and traveled far along it to a wholly certain goal. Today we will not doubt the end which God Himself has promised us. We trust in Him and in ourselves, who still is one with Him. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. How still today? Okay. Lesson 286, the hush of heaven holds my heart today. 2 paragraphs. Here we go. Paragraph 1, all in italics. Father, how still today? How quietly do all things fall in place? This is the day that has been chosen as a time in which I come to understand the lesson that there is no need that I do anything. In you is every choice already made. In you has every conflict been resolved. In you is everything I hope to find already given me. Your peace is mine. My heart is quiet and my mind at rest. Your love is heaven and your love is mine. Paragraph 2. The stillness of today will give us hope that we have found the way and traveled far along it to a wholly certain goal. Today we will not doubt the end which God Himself has promised us. We trust in Him and in ourselves, who still is one with Him. All right, now we're going to go back. There's a nice alliteration here in the title of this lesson. Remember, this is lesson 286. What did we have before? Nothing that seems too relevant to what we're reading, so I won't talk about it. But it's a nice alliteration, where you have words that start with the same letter. It's called alliteration, right, in poetry. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. There's 4 H's there. Hush, heaven, hold, heart. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. What does it mean? The quietness, right? The quietness of heaven, the peace of heaven, the quiet. And Jesus is going to talk about that here in a moment. So let's get into it. Paragraph 1, it's all in italics. It's a prayer to God the Father. Father, how still today? It's an interesting phrasing. How still? It doesn't say how still it is today. It says how still today. And Jesus does play on the word still. Still means quiet, peaceful, right? But it also means yet. Like, still, it's still, are you still doing this course? Right? Have you not finished this course? Are you still at it? How still today? I think there might be a play on words there, but it doesn't say how still it is today. He says how still today. How quietly, so now bringing in quietness, right? The quiet, the hush of heaven. How quietly do all things fall in place. This is the day that has been chosen as a time in which I come to understand the lesson that there is no need that I do anything. This is the day, right? Today, right now. There is no need that I do anything. This is the lesson, right? This is the atonement principle of the Course, right? God has never changed. God is still love. God has never done anything, right? Nothing ever happened. That's the atonement principle. Nothing happened in reality. How could perfect love change? How could perfect love do anything, really? And if we are as God created us, we are that perfect love as well, which means that we also don't have to do anything. Now, you might say, well, what are you talking about? Of course we have to do something. We're here in this world, right? We have to do stuff. But in reality, we don't. Meaning that when we get to the understanding, when we arrive at this, what Jesus sometimes calls the holy instant, we will realize that there really is nothing to do, because everything really is egoic. All we need to do is rest in the love that we are. And that is crazy talk, I know, but it's also an experience that you can have, where you really recognize everything really in this world is just witnessing to the ego, right? It's witnessing to the sun's dream. Everything is a witness to the sun's dream, making it seem like it's real, but it's not really real. Or in other words, everything is propaganda for the ego. Right? It's the ego's propaganda. I call it the propaganda of the ego. The ego has an agenda, and the ego's agenda is to keep the dream going, to keep the separation going, keep the sun asleep and not awake to what's really happening. Right? And that's why we need something like the Course to come and say, this is really what's happening. Don't listen to the ego. Right? Don't listen to the father of lies. That's the ego. And the ego really is nothing. The ego is a tiny mouse roaring at the universe, and it's not even a tiny mouse. It does not really even exist. It's not a real thing. The ego is spoken of as a real thing, but it's not a real thing. In reality, there's only, let's call it love. There's only love, right? So, in you is every choice already made. In God is every choice already made. In you has every conflict been resolved. In you is everything I hope to find already given me. Your peace is mine. My heart is quiet and my mind at rest. Your love is heaven and your love is mine. Now this we heavily resist this, right? Because this sounds like no more me, right? Where do I fit into this? Where does my ego personality fit into this love of God that we're talking about here? This sounds like the end of everything, right? Merge back into the love of God, and then what happens? I will be no more, right? I will be annihilated. I will not exist anymore. What fun is that? That's not any fun. Right? So we if we really look at this, we are scared. We're scared of what this Course is saying. We're scared of what this Course is talking about, and we have to come to terms with that. And we can't deny that, right? We can't deny that we have fear of reality, we have fear of what Jesus is saying here. But we we also know it's true. It's hard to argue with this, right? Can't beat it. You can only join it, really. But we can take our time, as Jesus says from the very beginning of the course. You can take your time, but you're going to see that you can't fight this, right? You can't fight love. Love is the only thing that you cannot fight, right? You cannot attack love. Love invites you, and you have to come because you are love. And that's, bottom line. That's end of story. You have to return to love because that's what you are. Or you have to return to heaven, right? Heaven is very still. Heaven is very quiet. Heaven has no ego machinations happening. There's no more agendas. There's no more little me that is squeaking and squawking and shrieking and shrieking. Paragraph 2. The stillness of today will give us hope that we have found the way and traveled far along it to a wholly certain goal. Today we will not doubt the end which God himself has promised us. We trust in him and in ourself, capital S, who still is one with him. So our true self, our true nature, our true self is still one with God. The Son is one with the Father. The Father and the Son are one in reality. There's only one love. There's only one reality. And we trust, right? Trust is a very important word. Trust is numero uno for the Course is trust. You have to trust this in order for it to work. You have to trust what Jesus is saying and want to engage with this because you trust it. And trust is huge in our world, right? We all have trust issues, and we have trust has to be established generally. Hopefully, if you're doing this course, by now you have established the trust in it. The trust also comes from doing the course, engaging with the course, studying it and practicing it, and seeing that it works, and then you realize this is to be trusted, this is trustworthy, and then you keep going because it is. And it's a journey. It's a process, a journey that will end with you realizing it was not a journey because you were already there. You know, and that's the whole game. That's the whole understanding, is that you are there right now, and that's your true self. That is still there. What you have to do is remove everything that's in the way, and that is all of your fear and resistance to the truth of what you are. So I hope this is helpful. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. My heart, home is where the heart is, right? Your heart is where home is, and home is where the heart is. Heart, meaning the love, we are still there, right? We're still there. In our quiet center, we've never really left. Do a very short song version of this. Hush of heaven holds my heart today. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. Father, how still today. How quietly do all things fall in place. This is the day that has been chosen as the time in which I come to understand the lesson that there is no need that I do anything. You is every choice already made. You has every conflict been resolved. You is everything I hope to find already given me. Your peace is mine. Your peace is mine. heart is quiet and my mind at rest. Your love is heaven and your love is mine. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. Father, how still today. Shine on. See you soon. Amen.